As you know, every day I'm very frustrated with Donald Trump, but I've also been very frustrated with our governor, Steve Sisolak. Why? Because I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. I am not biased. I despise Donald Trump. I defended Steve Sisolak until the last few months. I think the way he's handled this crisis as far as casinos being allowed to be open, but bars being closed, to me, it absolutely makes no sense. So the lady we have with us on the line right now, she is the owner of the Black Mountain Grill. And the reason why and by the way, it's in Henderson, and they've had to move a bunch of their gaming machines from the bar area, the bar top, to other parts because, as you know, many of these places are struggling if they're not allowed to have those machines there. It's like 80% of their inventory and how much money they make. So we have Donna Rocker joining us right now on the line, the owner of the Black Mountain Grill, as I mentioned, in Henderson. Donna, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, Donna, let's start from square one here and share with us your frustration with Governor Sisolak when he had announced that, bars needed to close down and if you serve food, you can remain open. And then you had to go through the troubles of shutting down your machines.
Yeah, it sure has been challenging. And, it's, we're in the gaming business. It's our first priority. And just like you said, it's pretty much where all of our revenue is. It's the choice of business we chose to be in. And we do understand the spikes and flare-ups across the country and that perhaps bars specifically are some of the bigger problems with people congregating in them. And we want to we want to do what everybody else wants to do. We want to get through this. We want to be safe. And we just feel like if everybody could shut down all at the same time, well, that'd be great. But with all these different loopholes and you can stay open and you can stay open and you have to be closed, it makes it difficult for everybody to do the right thing.
Don, I'm on your side. Can we talk about that? I'm on your side.
Oh, sure.
Can you explain to me the frustration, the fact that, and this is where I've criticized Steve Sisolak the most, the fact that casinos are allowed to be open, but yet your bar, or at least many of the bars that don't serve food, have to close. To me, that doesn't, I don't understand that.
Well, we don't understand it either, but I think because the casinos are open and gaming taverns were casinos. Nothing else around us, whether we're a pizza parlor or a sports bar or a nightclub or a strip club. What happens around the bar is really non-relevant to what is actually happening at the bar. And so if we have to, we have to pull our machines out of the bar top and put them in cabinets on the floor as they do in casinos. So we're being allowed to operate as a casino right now, doing this. Even in the casinos, their bar tops are shut down.
Right.
We can't go in there and sit at their bars either.
Right.
And so we feel fortunate that we're allowed to at least have gaming in a different form. But, it does wreak havoc on it's like, having new furniture in your house and all of a sudden you're ripping everything apart.
What are the expenses? Can you explain to me how much it's costing you?
Expenses.
Yeah, talk to me the process of taking these slot machines, which are very expensive machines, taking them out of the bar tops and putting them in new furniture. I mean, explain to me the process and how much that's costing you.
Well, the first go-round, we were allowed to keep the bar tops open and the machines on with plexi. We had to move some of our machines into different spots within the bar and put the plexiglass up. It cost us about $3,000 for the plexiglass and the moving of the bar machines on that go-round. This next go-round with taking the machines out of the bar and putting them into cabinets, the cabinets are $200 a piece, and we can only make them so fast. Mm-hmm. And every bar in town, well, the ones that are in the city of Las Vegas and North Las Vegas, Clark County is exempt right now. And so all of our route operators are quickly building as many cabinets as they can. And as to not play favorites to any of their
Did we lose you, Donna? Donna Rocker? Did we lose you? All right, we'll get her back on the line. I think it's a bad reception, perhaps. But what Donna is talking about, and by the way, if you're just joining us, it's Donna Rocker. She's the owner of the Black Mountain Grill in Henderson. First, they had to use plexiglass when it came to these slot machines. Now they're not allowed to have slot machines on the bar top. And she's saying it's cost a lot of money. Now they've got to buy new furniture. They've got to take these slot machines out of the bar top, and they have to put them in areas away from the bar top so they could have gaming. And just to explain to people how Las Vegas works, and believe we have Donna Rocker back on the line, and maybe she can answer this question for us, Donna. Can you explain to us how much money of your business relies upon the gaming machines?
I'm going to say about 80%.
Wow, so I was right on target.
That's definitely a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. I can also say if I walk into your establishment, I will certainly pay for some of that furniture in about 30 minutes or so. I'll probably play for at least. I'll probably pay for.
No, you'll hit a royal. You always hit royals. Whenever you go somewhere for the first time, you hit a royal. Brian. I've seen it happen 3 times.
I seriously doubt that. But Donna, in all seriousness. This has got to be frustrating for you, right? This is your business. You're the owner. This is how you make a living. I mean, can you explain to me the stress that you've had to deal with over the course of the last several months?
Well, like I said, first we had to move machines around the bar top, then put plexiglass in. After that, we had to move them to different rooms. They have to be out of the bar area. So you can only go to spaces that you have available. I know a lot of the bars have a main dining room, and they're taking their main dining room space over. At least at Black Mountain Grill, we have some side rooms that we can use.
That's good.
But it takes away from the diners that can be in the building. Now I've got 2 private dining rooms that they can't use because I've got slot machines in there, and you can't use the bar top either. So, it becomes less and less space for any. And we do a lot of dining up at Black Mountain Grill. And so it gives to some and takes away from some others. But with the gaming, there's just not a lot of costing. We're not buying inventory. We don't have there's no waste. It's easier to make money on the gaming.
Right.
And so if we have to, we would end up taking most of our gaming out to most of the dining out to put gaming in. Today, looks like everything is the same. We're not going back to the bar tops. So we'll be pulling 6 more, the 6 remaining machines we have on our bar top out and put them into cabinets. So that we're going to end up using that whole second dining room as all gaming. Right now we only have 3 machines in there, and we can combine dining with the gaming. Now we're going to have to take those, and it's all brand new furniture in there, so it does break our heart.
Wow.
The expense is crazy, but having somebody come in and play when they play the slots just one day, we pay for everything. So it does make it worth it for all this hassle. But it's really really difficult on the community, especially the people that want to come in and dine, and it gets less and less.
Well, you kind of turn from Black Mountain Grill to Dottie's more or less when you do something like that, and you don't mean to do it, but that's kind of how it works out.
No, we don't. That's not our business.
Right. Exactly. So, how long were you shut down for before all this happened?
Well, at Black Mountain Grill, we never did shut down. On March 17th at 5 p.m., the governor said we had to be closed at noon the next day unless we we were essential businesses serving food curbside and takeout. So we started doing that. And our food delivery people, Cisco, they were a huge help to us with webinars, and we had to learn all kinds of new things about, being in the takeout.
Right, exactly.
And not only that, but they were calling us in the grocery business. We all had a rack out front selling, flour, sugar, Clorox, bleach, just whatever anybody couldn't get their hands on that we could as a restaurant.
I think it's very interesting that Governor Sisolak has allowed these casinos, these major casinos on the Strip, to stay open, and he obviously shut down the bars that serve food, because I think he's trying to prevent the locals in Las Vegas from going to establishments like yours and going to the casinos. Do you know of other bars and restaurants that are doing the same thing you are as far as moving the equipment?
And I know most of it. I know a lot of bar owners, but I know my route operator and what they have to go through too. First, City of Henderson allowed this to happen, and so anybody. It depends on who your route operator is. I know Jet Gaming, our route operator, built 6 cabinets for everybody, and I think Golden Gaming did 5.
Right.
I think they have maybe more. And now it's a new week. We were waiting to see what would happen because it's a lot of trouble to go to make all these cabinets, move furniture around, take them out of the bar, take dining tables away. We'd have to put them all back in the next week. Obviously, he didn't say anything yesterday, and a lot of us are still scratching our heads today saying, what did he actually say? And there's a county commission today. My husband's down there at that, because right now Clark County is not allowed to do any off the bar top gaming.
Right.
And that's most of, that's the biggest portion of Las Vegas.
Can I ask you, though, I mean, and I guess this is where I'm confused. Why is it that there are so many bars out there that serve food that are allowed to be open, and they complain a lot about, and I get it, it's a pain in the butt what you're doing, having to put the gaming machines in other parts of your restaurant bar, but it just seems to me that it's so worth it. You just said in one day people play those slot machines, it pays for it. Why are there so many bar owners out there that are not doing what you're doing? They're just deciding to close down and complain instead of doing the hard work that you're doing. I don't get it.
It might be depending on what part of the zip code they're in, but it also might be the size of their building. Number one, to have gaming, we're supposed to provide hot food. I would tell you that back in the day, all these bars that opened up, nobody really wanted to put kitchens in. It's a big expense, all the equipment, and then
Right.
to have, labor. But now that this is where we are. Along
Sure.
the way, Dottie's has come along, and they're a different type of tavern is what they call themselves. They got away with some things before the law came down and made certain, changes. There are some bars in town, Double Down Saloon, for one. There are some bars that don't serve food at all.
Right, and they're not allowed to.
So,
that's it. Yeah.
So number one,
Sure.
they're not allowed to open.
Right, understood.
A lot of the bars don't have the space. Like, let's say the Rusty Spur. He's got a big bar and nowhere to sit around it.
Right.
So if you can't sit at the bar, he's got nothing to offer.
Well,
you.
let me say this though, Donna. I'm glad that you took the steps necessary. I'm sure you have a lot of locals that love going to your place. I've heard about it. I got to check it out myself. And I'm glad that you took the steps to move those machines to other areas and that you're allowed to remain open. You sound like a very nice lady, and I certainly look forward to checking it out. I heard you got some pretty good food there as well. So, Donna,
we do have great food there.
Yes, that's what I've heard. So I got to get a burger over there. I heard the burgers are really good. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I'm glad that you're doing. I'm glad that you're doing well, and that you were able to move those machines so that you're still making the profits. And thank you for coming on and sharing your story with us. Keep up the good work. We appreciate you. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Donna.
That's Donna Rocker, the owner of Black Mountain Grill in Henderson. Check it out.